It's our pleasure to have with us today Dr. Marcus Markup, is that, sir?
That's right,
correct, sir?
Dr. Markup.
Are you a GP? General practitioner.
Oh, yeah, I'm a doctor, an M.D., right.
M.D.
GP, M.D.
I
right.
see. How long did it take you to become a doctor?
Oh, about 6 or 8 months. It was a special correspondence school.
I see. And immediately you went into
Postage was a lot. You know, they'd send you a body in the mail.
By mail, I see.
And send it back.
Well, what do you think about today's medicine and the young students wishing to become involved in the medical profession?
More doctors we can get, the better. Need a lot of... I'm busy. I've got so many patients you wouldn't believe the number.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that, sir. Of course,
got a couple waiting here in the hall.
Today,
One of them passed out?
get an appointment with a doctor,
Yeah.
it's something like a couple of months in advance.
That's right.
That's pretty critical for heart patients, isn't it?
Yes, a lot of your patients call up and they faint while they're talking to you when they hear the date when you can see them. But if it's really an emergency, there's a lot that your general lay public doesn't understand.
I see.
You call up with an emergency. You know, you call my switchboard.
A true emergency like a slashed artery or something like that?
Yeah, something big. I could probably work you in easily with 7 or 8 days. No problem.
7 or 8 days, huh?
Sure, if you call at the right time.
Right. Well, I wanted to ask you about this waiting.
Oh, you mean in my office?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
We have a general waiting room.
A general
we call
waiting
it the WR.
Uh-huh.
And then we ask the patients to come into these little examining rooms. We have 30 of them.
30?
Sure. And the patient sits in there, and then I make my rounds, and I go from each little examining room to the next examining room.
One cubicle to another.
To the next examining room, and like that. And, they say doctors, have it easy. Well, it isn't easy walking from each one of these examining rooms to the next. I have to carry along a little, one of those change makers that I have, wear it on my belt, and, a cash receipt.
How many nurses do you have?
We have one nurse.
One nurse. 30 cubicles, one nurse. Running from cubicle to cubicle, as it
Right.
were. How much money, if I may ask, do you make a year?
Well, see, that's what you don't understand. People in your medium don't understand, or your media, They
People
don't
in the biz.
In the business, you don't understand. You see, you don't talk to doctors about money. Money is not something that we even want to get involved in or think about.
Let me ask you again,
But
sir.
I
How much
grossed about $87,500
About
last year.
$87,500 last year.
Get a nice tax break on a small chicken business I own too. Right.
Why don't you, with that $87,500, invest in a couple of more nurses and perhaps a couple of more doctors for your 30 cubicles?
Well, good nurses are hard to get. And I've tried. No. Good nurses are hard to hire, You don't find your good nurses, and particularly the nurses who will be willing to work at the wages that we have to offer.
What kind of wages would that be?
$1.18 an hour.
$1.18 an hour.
But they do get those wooden spoons, those things we stick in the throat to take them home and make popsicles for their kids.
$87,500 you cleared, and the nurse $1.19 an hour.
Well, now, wait a minute. You see, that's another thing about you people in the business. You jump to conclusions. I told you $87,500.
Right.
That's a gross figure.
Not too gross to me.
It's a gross figure. There are taxes. There are all sorts of things we in the upper medical profession have to worry about. I didn't clear $87,500.
What'd you clear?
$79,400. All sorts of hidden expenses in the medical game, And besides, I don't like to talk money. Let's talk about people's problems and how we can help them.
We'll talk about something else.
Right.
Yes.
For instance, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, it's very important for people to get an annual physical.
How is that?
Well, you want to check things out, make sure people are fine,
Sort of like a spring tune-up.
Oh, yeah. You check their heart, their lungs, their liver, their kidneys, their wallet, all different things, My office, I take Master Charge, Bank Americard, American Express.
Have you thought about consolidating, cooperating?
I haven't consolidated since I was in high school.
With other doctors?
Oh, I see.
Corporate structure?
Oh, yeah. In fact, it's funny you should ask, because next year I'm consolidating with a bunch of other doctors. We have 12 other doctors.
What type of doctors are these?
Well, they're one Swami who's coming in from India. I've got a guy who is a chiropractor, very big with bones. I've got a guy who specializes in hair.
Hair?
A lot of diseases of the hair people don't know about.
Oh, the heartbreak of psoriasis.
Sure, heartbreak of psoriasis. What's psoriasis? And I've got some other area. I've got a foot man coming in, an ear man, an arm man, leg man. I'm a leg man. That's another program, too. So we'll be pretty well covered. A guy will come into the clinic, say, what's the problem? It's my feet. Send him right down to the foot doctor. Sure. And we will again take Master Charge, Bank Americard, American Express, Diners Club. And we have a new thing in medicine now, computer medicine.
A computer?
Oh, sure, very important.
The computer that automatically diagnoses your illness, is that?
Well, it does more than that. It not only diagnoses your illness, it not only gives me a complete medical background as to what has been happening with you and your body over your past life,
Right.
but it also gives me an immediate readout on your financial condition.
My financial
Oh, sure. It depends on what kind of operation you're going to have.
operation?
Yeah, I mean, if you're scheduled for surgery and you have X number of dollars in your account and you can't afford that operation, there's no sense in giving you that operation.
That's probably true.
Right.
So you have an alternate operation that would be less expensive.
Right, just like anything else. It's like when you fly. You either go tourist or first class, right?
I suppose.
Sure, the same thing works. And when I took my correspondence course, 80% of the courses there dealt with the stock market, financial capital gains. We had a course in golf. Different things like money management.
You are a member of AMA, aren't you?
The AMA?
American Medical Association?
Oh, no. I'm not going to join any group like that. No way. Because, they're all respectable physicians. They don't realize the new modern medicine.
New modern medicine, is it?
Sure. We also have insurance plans. You send me $1 a day, you don't have to come in for your annual physical. I'll send you the report. It says everything's fine. Saves a lot of time. $365 a year, you're set. We even touch up x-rays. Sure we do. Let's say you broke your arm, right?
Right.
Well,
I've
usual
got a
broken arm thing, you'll come in, maybe $200-300 to set it, fix it, and forget it, right?
That's right.
Well, if you don't have $200, let's say you only have $75 or $78, you give me that, I touch up the x-ray, fine, no problem. And I also give you earplugs so you don't have to put up with the screaming all the time.
How is it that a brilliant young doctor like yourself never married?
Well, this is kind of touchy for radio.
Well, I think we can handle it.
You think so?
Our listeners are
All
pretty
right.
mature.
In the course of my practice, I see many, many women during the course of a day undressed.
I suppose, yes.
Right.
As a
Now, you stop me if I'm going too far on the radio.
Surely, I'll stop you.
Okay. And I see these women, and I say, well, there's a woman. She has a problem. How may I help her? Clinical.
Right.
Right? Clinical. Nothing else.
Right.
Right? Well, I see a woman on the street or a girl that I happen to be going out with, and something turns physical, some kind of I hate to use the word, sexual thing.
Sexual drive.
Well, it doesn't happen for me.
Does not happen.
No, I see a woman in the altogether, and I think in terms of medicine and stuff like that. Unless the broads will
I think we've gone too far.
Oh, okay.
What things can our society look forward to from your medical practicing in the coming years, sir?
C to G.
C to G?
Sure. Cradle-to-grave protection.
Oh, how does it work?
Well, you come in and you sign a paper. You can put it on MasterCharge, Bank of America card, Diners Club, American Express, personal check.
I signed this paper. What does it mean?
With your driver's license. As, proof that the check is yours.
Right.
Well, that you will be in perfect health.
You'll guarantee me for $1,000 a month that I will be in perfect health?
It will cost you, and you'll get perfect health. Perfect for the rest of your days.
That's unbelievable.
Right. Of course, there are a couple of minor exceptions.
Exceptions?
Well, there got to be. In any major policy, there are exceptions.
Oh, void where prohibited by law.
Yeah, and anything like an act of God or a natural disaster, right? That's on the new horizons of medicine.
What do you think your billing will be for the coming year?
Oh, my billing? Well, let's see. What quarter are we in now? We're
First
quarter. Yeah, well, by halftime, we should be $250,000, maybe, up there.
$250,000.
But all this isn't money. Look at the clothes on my back. You can only wear one suit at a time, only drive one car at a time.
Palm Beach suit, is it?
Yes, it's natural tweed. You like it?
Yeah, very
and,
nice.
you only live in one home at a time, but all this money is plowed back into important projects.
Like?
My boat.
Well, Dr. Markup, our time is about out, and there are two police officers I see through the control window that are motioning for you to join
you two
them.
guys again.
It's been a pleasure, Dr. Markup,
Thank you.
having
Call
you
me
with us.
anytime, except on Wednesdays. I golf.
Wednesdays,
like half a day Thursday.
golf.
I'm in the clinic on Friday.
Half days Thursdays,
and Monday I'll
you're
be in
out
Jamaica.
in,
Right.
Jamaica?
Give me a call.
Okay.
Call my answering service.